Hey, hey, back with you again. Now, before I get started, there's going to be profanity in this video, and there's going to be some disturbing details about this case I'm going to be talking about right now. So, if you're those who are new, if you're a parent with kids, you pause the video and get your kids out the room, and I'm pause the video when your kids out of the room. Duh. But those who are sub to me, you already know the drill. So, as you can see, we got this little piece of work right here by the name of Christopher Wayne Cleary. So when it was first reported that he wanted to go and pull wanted to pull a stunt because he couldn't he tried wanted to go and shoot up at a women's event, a women's march event, and it was just so funny that Me Too did not talk about this case for odd some very odd strange reason. Oh yeah, because oh yeah, he's not black. Okay, and no, of course these Me Too and these times these stupid ass feminists, especially these stupid ass black feminists, are not screaming misogyny on this one. Or toxic masculinity on this one. So with what he tried to do, sounds very familiar. Who did that remind me of? He said he wanted to shoot up women because he couldn't get none. Oh yeah, this guy, Elliot Rodgers. Yeah, remember him? This thug that did a drive-by shooting and murdered people because he couldn't get none. He couldn't get a woman with his awkward simp bitch ass. Yeah. And I guess he was trying to emulate him too. The only difference is, at least fortunately in this case, his plan was failed in the nick of time. So fortunately, no one got hurt. No one got hurt. And he posted it on his Facebook. Now, more disturbing details came out about this creep. So let's go read the article. Denver man's threat to kill as in quote as many girls as I can see follows a string of crimes against women in Colorado. All right. So he's got a little bit of a rap sheet, eh? So the 8 Denver area women and teens were, and so he's also a pedo too. Pretty much. So and teens reported to the police in recent years that the man who had threatened to kill as many girls as he could see had harassed them, and when they wouldn't date him, and in some cases he made violent threats and advertised their names on social media as prostitutes. Christopher Wayne Cleary, 27, of Denver, was still on probation in 2 separate Colorado cases when police and FBI agents arrested him on Saturday in Provo, Utah, on suspicion of making a terrorist threat. And he is accused of posting on Facebook that he wanted to kill as many women as possible because he's a virgin and who has never had a girlfriend. So he was on probation and he does this shit. Way to go, jackass. Continuing. Court records detailing Cleary's criminal past in Colorado show a string of convictions and repeated sentences of probation related to the harassment and stalking of women stretching back at least 3 years, and including he was stalking and threatening teenage girls. Yeah, creepy. And they also suggest that Cleary may have not been a virgin as claimed in the Facebook post. His ex-girlfriend told police that they had a sexual relationship. So in at least one criminal past, Cleary violated his probation for harassment conviction by harassing another woman, which he was again sentenced for probation, another rather than prison. Oh God. Court records show. And in 4 similar cases, including 3 in Denver, authorities did not file criminal charges against Cleary. And this is why they feel so emboldened to go and do these mass fucking shootings, because you motherfuckers keep on giving these folks who have the complexion for protection a fucking pass for the evil, but no, you're too busy looking at Pookie and Ray Ray. Continuing, okay. Pam Russell, a spokesperson in Jefferson County District Attorney P.A. Weir, said Tuesday that Cleary's mental health issues, mental health needs, oh God. A 2016 stalking case was handled in an adult mental health court, and he was placed on probation, requiring the close supervision that he get treatment. Okay, and I will say this to people who actually suffer from mental illness: you need to call this shit out because they're insulting your pain. Because these folks are not. These that do this evil and wicked shit, they're not doing it because they actually have mental illness. They're doing it. They're using that mental illness card as an alibi. And you need to. And folks out there with mental illness, y'all need to call this shit out. This is very insulting. Continuing, while he was on probation, Cleary was convicted of stalking a second time less than a year later that he could receive 2 to 8 years in prison. Last time, a different judge sentenced Cleary to probation. Russell said that Veer's office recommended to be sentenced in community corrections, a halfway house. At the time, she noted, the quote, clear certainly that we were very concerned. The court decided to let his mental health issues be a big component to his treatment. Oh, I'm so sorry. Of his treatments, Russell said. So the court documents show that while Cleary was convicted of stalking two 18-year-old victims in Arvada, but he also had been convicted of a misdemeanor harassment in September 2016 in Weld County, and several other women that had also accused him of a similar behavior. Court record shows. And quote, one day I'm a snap. So on December 2015, an 18-year-old girl in Arvada police said that she had been corresponding with Cleary on Facebook, but when she refused to date him, he began harassing her and threatening phone calls and often using aliases. In one of the Facebook messages, a male claimed to be John Coleman. I've been watching you. Soon here, you'll be lying in your deathbed. Oh boy. During the investigation, a detective found a prior Arvada criminal investigation involving Cleary and a second woman they met on Facebook. But when Cleary asked for a date, the woman said no. He began sending her messages urging to kill herself, according to a probable statement that he posted an advertisement online with her name, phone number, saying that she performed oral sex acts for $20, and the statement says. The Arvada detective found another harassment cases that had been investigated previously, including 2 in 2015. In one, Cleary was convicted of a misdemeanor telephone harassment charge. And in that case, he was convicted. He convinced a woman to pose naked for him and posted a photo online on a fake Facebook page in her name. So in one of the Denver harassment cases, Cleary wrote several threatening messages to a 17-year-old girl, Joe Board, who refused to date him, according to court records, including that one that said that I own multiple fucking guns and I can have you dead in 1 second. And one day I'm gonna snap and kill everyone. So in the second Denver case, a 19-year-old woman said she lived with Cleary for 2 weeks in a hotel room during the time that he strangled her, urinated on her. Court records show. On October 6, 2016, Cleary was convicted on 2 counts of stalking, harassment involving 2 of the 3 Arvada women, and he was sentenced to 2 years in probation. Probation again. Less than a year later, he was accused again. A 43-year-old Lakewood woman called 911 for domestic violence and stalking complaints on August 2017 when police arrived in her home in the 11600 block of 13th Avenue. Police arrested Cleary, who was outside the woman's home at the time. Cleary told the police the victim was the only person who had loved him and he was lonely without her, according to court records. The woman told investigators that Cleary had previously had been her boyfriend, but they had sexual relations. But when she broke it off the relationship, he began stalking her. According to court records, Cleary had told her 45 times 45 times a day, saying, I hope you die, I am going to kill you, I'm going to burn your house down, and I am going to send people to your house to kill you. Court records show, excuse me, got a burp. The woman said that because of Cleary's persistent stalking, she lost 20 pounds and had nightmares of him chasing her, woke herself in her sleep crying and had panic attacks. Clearly posted her phone number and her address on Craigslist with fake pictures, soliciting sexual acts and rape, according to the probable statement, and she received many replies from strangers. Oh, God. Cleary pleaded guilty in that case to felony stalking and making threats in A plea deal with prosecutors. Jefferson County Judge Dennis Hall sentenced him to 3 years of probation on May 18th. What the ever living fuck. But what I find funny is I find it funny that Me Too is not saying shit about this. But this is why the hashtag first them is very needed, and which is why I support this 100%, because it's calling out the hypocrisy, and you know it, and we need to call out creeps like this. And you know what, because like while like Me Too trying to make just going after black men. I'm like, no, if you care about sexual harassment, care about sexual abuse, rape, and all that, victims of rape, sexual abuse, and all that. Well, guess what? You should hold all of those creeps, rapists, and pedophiles to the fucking fire. Hold their feet. Put that same fucking energy on their asses. So and so, but of course they won't do that, which is why we have to do that, especially those who support the first them that hashtag, which I supported 100%. Now for this motherfucker, this Neanderthal bitch, especially he was gonna do a mass shooting, even though this shit could have been all prevented. Well, you know what? Since he's talking about, he can't get well, guess what? Since you're gonna be locked up, especially now with this terrorist threat, and hopefully they lock his ass up. Don't worry, you're gonna have someone to keep you company. Mr. I like booty, Fleece Johnson, will keep your ass company, and you're probably gonna have to catch your soap like a damn fucking football. So fuck this motherfucker. So Christopher Wayne Cleary, night, keep your ass all tight, and you're gonna be tooting that ass up, bitch.